Namaste Friends. Namaste. Welcome to Yoga Bliss with Shelly, and I'm Shelly. Welcome to day 11 of this lovely yoga challenge. Today's practice is yoga at lunchtime yoga. I would say you might want to do this before you eat lunch, but if you've had a little lunch and you want to practice this, you can most definitely do that. And even if it's in the morning or nighttime, you can practice it because yoga is kind of for always, but it was just lunchtime and my kids are having their kind of quiet time, school time, because we're doing this homeschool thing, and I'm feeling like I need a little bit of yoga. Sometimes I get so stressed out and overwhelmed and overworked that I need a little yoga to slow it down. So if you are even at work, if you have an office, or if you are just in a park or wherever you are, you're at home, I encourage you to just take a little bit of a seat if you can. Take a seat and get rooted in. I grabbed a pillow from my couch. That's a beautiful thing about a home practice. Just find that crisscross applesauce that works for you. I know sometimes this easy pose is not as easy as we think it is because we can't let our mind slow down enough to get inside of our body. So just allow yourself to just feel what it feels like. Feel what those shoulders feel like being slumped over versus giving yourself a nice, straight, long, extended spine with a soft little tuck to the chin. And just observing the inhale and the outflow of your breath. Feeling the inflow and the outflow. And I recently had a student tell me that when someone tells him to inhale, he feels like his lungs are closing off and that he can't take a deep breath. So if you're one of those people who get anxiety around breathing, maybe it could have been something when you were a child, or if you've struggled with asthma, or you live somewhere where you're allergic to a lot of things. Like for me, I actually always had a cat growing up, and I always had severe allergies and crazy asthma during sports. And I realized that I'm really allergic to cats, but I loved cats so much, and then I continued to have one into my adulthood years until I realized that they were really harming me. The cats were not good. Anyways, tangent. So if when someone tells you to take a breath in, like in the practice of yoga, if breath is what's getting you in the way to deepening your practice, try to find something else that you can resonate with. Maybe it's the beat of your heart. So maybe instead of concentrating on the breath, if the breath is what kind of stunts you from deepening your practice, is just feeling your heartbeat. Just allowing yourself to slow down and feel what it feels like. No matter what is happening in your day, before this or after this, meetings, crazy people, kids, life, family, fights, blah, chaos. You're here. Take this time, this practice for you, setting an intention of slowing down and holding the words, slow down. Maybe your heart rate, you're feeling it elevate, or maybe if you are a yogi who can tap into your breath, allowing yourself to deepen your breath. And maybe more focus on the exhale than the inhale. Just let the inhale do what it wants to do. And let the outflow go if you can. And if that isn't working for you, even if the beat of your heart, is feeling like too much, allow your hands to raise up. And just allow yourself to be open to whatever it is that you're experiencing. It could be anxiety, it could be fluster. Maybe you are feeling a little bit of peace and calm. Allowing yourself to surrender, which is just in yoga and in life, just letting go of thought, detaching from what we think needs to happen, and allow ourselves to be present here in the moment, not skipping forward, not living in the past, and just experiencing this. I'm here outside and I can feel the wind blow. I can hear the leaves rustling on the trees. I can hear a trash truck in the distance. I can tune into these yoga flute sounds. I can feel energy cultivating in my hands. And for me, I can truly just allow myself to be here. Beautiful breath, my friends, for this lunch practice, bringing the hands to the heart center. Inhale, rising up to the sun, taking a beautiful long stretch and just letting those arms go. Inhale, raising arms up to the sun and letting them go. Inhale, raising up to the sun and letting them go. Inhale, rising up, allowing the left arm to come over the head, compressing at one side and expanding at the opposite. This practice was actually inspired from my morning practice coming back to neutral. And I had this vision of what it would be like if I was paralyzed. Inhale, raising up the right side, or if you were somebody who needed to do a chair practice. So we're gonna maybe reorient this. So we're gonna do this like a chair practice lunchtime yoga. So yep, we're gonna switch it up. Inhale, and you can roll out a little bit. So there are people who are in wheelchairs and they might feel a little bit of limitation in practicing yoga. So let's just experience and feel what that would feel like, because we can really work our body. Inhale, raising the shoulders up to the ears. Exhaling, really rooting down to your sit bones and really tuning into the shoulder joint and what that feels like. Our shoulders are on this beautiful ball and socket joint, and there's all these ligaments and tendons and nerves, and there's so much amazingness running through our bodies, and just allowing yourself to tune into what it feels like. Maybe it feels tight or heavy, or maybe you're not sure what it feels like. Pausing to neutral and coming into the opposite direction here. Allowing the shoulders to roll forward and just feeling what it feels like for this little break time, decompressing, de-stressing. I feel like lunchtime yoga is the perfect time to just bring us back to the moment, because we get so crazy and busy and everything that we think we need to be doing. Taking the tip of your nose and slowly carving a small circle and feeling what that feels like in your neck. If it's feeling stiff anywhere, slow and steady, spiraling to a medium-sized circle and all the way to a large, big circle, and just really slowly and mindfully allowing your neck to go on that journey. It feels so good. Neutraling here, always coming back to neutral and going the opposite direction. So slowly and mindfully, you can go small to big spirals, big to small. And just feel what that feels like in your neck. Your hands can do whatever you want them to do. If you've ever seen, is it Anchorman? Or it's a Will Ferrell, and he starts talking and he's like, I don't know what to do with my hands. My hands. I think it's Anchorman. Or it's The Legend of Ron Burgundy. Nope, that's Anchorman. It's hilarious. It's Will Ferrell, and he just raises his hands up super awkward when he starts talking. It's really funny. I'm not quite as funny. Taking the hands and walking them forward, planting into the earth, or coming up on the tips of the hand, coming in for a seated cow and cat, arching up at the spine, and maybe you need to walk in a little bit, whatever feels good for you. Exhaling, dropping down that spine and the shoulders, compressing the shoulders together. And again, if you're one of these people where breath makes you feel anxious, just tune into the movement. I can tune into breath. For me, breath really helps me deepen my practice, but yoga is not a one size fits all. It's not a perfect, it's a practice. So if the sounds of breath makes you feel angst, then just tune into what it feels like. Allow yourself to really feel what that feels like in your shoulders and your spine. Wonderful work here. just take a movement that feels good for you in this seated position. Maybe you're in your office and you don't want to get out of your chair. You can't really get out of your chair. Just allowing yourself to move that body and find something that feels good for you. Inhaling, raising both hands above head, palm kissing palms to heart center, to Anjaneyasana. Exhale, diving forward, arching the spine. Inhale, opening up the wings, taking a soft, gentle bend to the elbows, and driving those elbows down and opening up the chest here for this beautiful heart opening. This is the Robin's breath. Either tying and tuning into that breath, or tuning into the movement. Whatever works best for you in your body. Allowing yourself to revitalize, rejuvenate, and just rest in this seated practice. And if you are somebody who is in a wheelchair, leave me feedback. If you would like some more practices, if you need some more support in your community, I would love to help support you, because it would be very challenging to be limited to your arms, but your arms are strong and your core is strong and your neck is strong. It's pretty amazing. So I love you all, and I want to help whoever I can. Taking 2 more at your own pace. Tying into the movement. Letting go. Slowing it down. 1 more, friends. Inhale, raising up to neutral. Using strength from the core and twisting at one side, putting the opposite hand on the opposite knee, posting up on the hand or releasing it down, and just really feeling that twist in the torso and the twist in the spine. Twists are amazing detoxifying movements in yoga. That one day when we did the detox yoga, I don't know for you, but I pooped my bananas out. And yes, poop, everyone poops. I literally like detoxified my system. Coming to neutral, exhale, I was pooping my bananas out for like the whole afternoon of that day. My body was like so detoxified because I literally squeezed everything out of the inside. So I don't know if you experience the pooping bananas, but I didn't poop bananas, but I had a lot of excrement. I had a lot of bowel movements, okay? It's kind of gross, but it actually also felt like really good to get all of that extra crap out, literally. Twisting, feeling that in the spine, exhaling. Walking the hands forward and taking the body and slowly walking to one side. So kind of like a twist, but not all the way. Really moving one arm to one side and tuning into that movement or tuning into the breath here. Exhaling, coming to neutral. Just posting up here. Exhale, looking forward. I'm really feeling like Simhasana. So whether or not you can tune into this breath or not, I love this breath. I'm gonna try my best with you people who do struggle with breath. This breath helps get rid of anger, and it can help loosen anxiety. Inhaling in, tucking in. As you exhale, diving forward, dropping the tongue, rolling the eyes up to third eye, and releasing a inhale. Beautiful work. One more. Be that lion. Tune in to that inner lion. Slowly walking the hands to the opposite side here. And just feeling that. I'm feeling it in my hamstring. If you are somebody who may be paralyzed, you would not tune into that sensation, but you can tune into the sensations really here in your side. You can really feel the expansion in your intercostal ribs. It's that webbing of muscles between our rib cage. You feel it expanding and compressing on one side. Walking back to neutral, hinging up at the hips here. Walking the hands slowly backwards, soft bend to the elbows, and really opening up here. Opening up the heart here. Option to stay up, or if you can, option to slowly, I'm going to extend my feet long. I'm going for here. Extending the legs long. If you are in a chair, you can just stay like this, more of like a staff pose, Tandasana. Or if you can get down to the ground, we're gonna go into for a Matsyendrasana, a supported fish here. So if you have a pillow, I encourage you to get that fish slowly working down. A normal fish, a traditional fish is gonna be hands down onto the earth, elbows squeezing into elbows, shoulders wide open here and really opening up. This is a beautiful fish here. Option to drop the neck or keep up here. This is a beautiful heart opening pose. I love this. Or supported fish is slowly with the core engagement, allowing that body to just wrap around. And there's that trash truck, very loud. It's trash day. Thank you, trash fellows. Allow that head to drop off. Allow the heart to open. If you do not have mobility in your legs, you can obviously stay where you are, or you can actually take Baddha Konasana, the butterfly, palms of the feet, kissing palms of the feet. And allow yourself in this heart opening pose, kind of like our Savasana. This is going to be our finishing final pose for our lunge practice. And allow yourself to just be here. Feel what it feels like in this restorative pose, because our day might be crazy and busy, but we're going to allow ourselves to be here in this moment and to slow down and to just let life be what it is. I know lately a lot I've been saying and really trying to surrender and let life happen, but I've been getting really overwhelmed with my life. And I kind of let it come out, and then I get like these stinky passive-aggressive flares. So if you are a passive-aggressive flare-upper, you can relate to me, or maybe you're more blunt like my husband and straight to the point, and you don't do that. Whatever it is, just allow yourself to, in this pose, open your heart. And just feel what that feels like. Just letting yourself truly surrender. The only way we'll ever know how to surrender is by practicing that. And maybe it's a physical surrender, emotional surrender, a mental surrender, or surrender to a relationship. I'm not saying if you're in like an abusive relationship to surrender to that, because that's not okay, but just sometimes letting go of control and the reins of how we think our lives need to be, and just being. I hope that you have enjoyed this little lunchtime seated practice. It was just a little ditty to kind of get you going. And if you were in Baddha Konasana, you can feel free to hug up your legs, or if you do not have that mobility in your legs, you can let them be. Because I did kind of wanted to stick with this practice where what if we were paralyzed? Like, what would this pose look like for us? It would be much more challenging for us to get down and then get out of this pose. I can imagine what that would be like. So much love and so much gratitude to any paralyzed person, any person who is without their legs. Maybe you were born without use of your legs, or you know of somebody, or maybe there's a climber that my husband has done work up for in Estes Park, and she fell and she is now paralyzed. So she used to be this hardcore climber, and climbing was her life, and now she is in a wheelchair. And I'm so curious, like, what is that like for you? It has to be so challenging, but then also I'm sure you're also so grateful for what you do have in your life, and the strength that you have in your upper body and your core, and mostly here and here. I love you so much, and I'm so grateful for you, and I'm grateful for this practice, my beautiful friends. And if you enjoyed this, please share it, and better yet, please subscribe to Yoga Bliss. And I know these are kind of rough and unedited, but I am doing my best here, and I'm just trying to get these out. Thank you so much, my beautiful friends. Namaste. Lots of love.